Thank you, Evie. Thank you, everyone, for a series of really fascinating presentations. So I'm going to reflect today on how an understanding of the concept of experiencing can be used to support the screen actor's ability to develop a rich and nuanced inner life for the role that they've been tasked to create. I'm going to describe how a system created to encourage the stage actor to live, feel, and think as one with the role in the unnatural environment of the stage setting remains invaluable to the 21st century screen actor. I'm going to reflect on my own practice of working with students, but also of directing screen work in intermedial live performances. And I'm going to describe an adaptation of Stanislavsky's Circles of Attention exercise, exploring how we can use it to support the actor's ability to find themselves in the role and develop a detailed inner monologue. I propose that this adaptation is an essential tool that can aid the actor in finding the life of the human spirit of the role on screen. In his comparative analysis of the work of the screen actor versus the stage actor, Leo Braudy describes a key feature of screen acting. He says, film as what's impossible in the group situation of the stage, a sense of the mystery inside character, the strange core of connection with the face and the body the audience comes to know so well, the sense of individuality that can never be totally expressed in words or action. Braudy draws attention to the camera's unique access to the actor's body, quite unlike the access we have to the actor on stage. On stage, language comes first, the play's the thing. We tell stories through dialogue, action, and staging, but the screen's an audiovisual medium above all else, and every shot works to reveal character, drive narrative, and stage the illusion of real life. The screen's dependence on visual storytelling places a particular set of demands on the actor. As Amanda Brennan argues, unique to screen, the body can be captured from any angle, from any distance or proximity. The actor's body, therefore, can come under extraordinary scrutiny. And because of this scrutiny, and because the camera knows no real restriction to perspective or proximity, the screen actor must be prepared for an intimacy usually reserved for only the closest, most personal relationships in real life. The screen demands extraordinary access to the actor character's inner life, or as Braudy puts it, to this mystery inside. And it might be worth taking a moment to unpack what Braudy means here. I think the use of the term mystery is important because what he's saying is captured on screen is not just the actor's body, but some sense of the actor's self or their spirit. Indeed, Braudy argues that the actor doesn't so much perform a role as creates a kind of life on screen. We might therefore understand his reference to the mystery inside as a reference to that elusive thing we character in everyday life. It's got something to do with personality, individuality, traits and characteristics, but also an unknowable essence of what it is to be human. When we stop to think about that, the screen actor's challenge then feels like an extraordinary one. The job at hand is to allow the audience access to something of that mystery inside, experienced through the given circumstances of the role they've been tasked to play. In short, they're still faced with the same challenge of creating what Stanislavsky calls the life of the human spirit of the role, just now it's to be captured on celluloid or in digital form. So this idea of the emphasis on the life of the human spirit of the role permeates Stanislavsky's discussions of the system. The system's grounded in this quest to behave naturally in the unnatural circumstances of performance making. And the guiding principle is this art of experiencing, this idea of living through the role. As Sharon Marie Carnegie argues, experiencing evokes the immediacy of performance and the actor's presence. It grounds the actor's task in the ability to live, create, and find a sense of truth, which we might define as a belief in the experience of the moment, of being in that present moment, however incongruous the reality of the fictional world and the reality of the theatre or filmmaking process may be. For Stanislavsky, working from the self, from the actor's unique sense of individuality now, here, today, is the principal means through which to combat the duplicity inherent to the actor's task. When Stanislavsky's alter ego Tortsov praises his actors, it's not for their ability to represent a character, but for the moments in which they weren't playing, they just were. The optimum state of creativity is one of I am being, interpreted as I live, I am, I think, I feel as one with the role. The emphasis on thinking and feeling as one with the role gets conceptualization of the performance of character. For Stanislavsky, the actor in the role is a new entity that emerges through an interplay between two states, the human being slash actor and the human being slash role. It's a new creation or a third being belonging to and born of both the actor's body, mind, and spirit and the authorial text. It's processual, contingent, and symbiotic, evoking what I argue reads like a proto-post-structuralist conceptualization of subjectivity. It's constantly in flux. And this interplay isn't problematic for Stanislavsky. Instead, Stanislavsky understands that the actor and the role both meet one another, drawing breath from and breathing life into the other. Stanislavsky reminds us that dramatic character is a non-existing person until the actor imbibes it with personal experiences, memories, feelings, transforming this lifeless creation into a pulsating, living human soul. Accordingly, the centrality of the actor's self, their unique sense of individuality, as Browdy puts it, is a foundation stone for Stanislavsky's system. One of the ways in which I think the screen actor can grant access to this sense of individuality, to that inner life of the role, is through working within a monologue. References to inner monologue abound in screen acting literature, perhaps not least because the ability to tune into and allow access to their inner thoughts helps the actor meet that unique challenge that's afforded by the camera's intimate proximity. The inner monologue, or as John Benedetti describes it, is the thoughts that are going through our minds while we're speaking dialogue or listening to others. And it demands the actor's presence, responding to the reality of the present moment, whatever's happening in the moment of doing the job of acting, while simultaneously demanding an imaginative engagement with the given circumstances that have been provided by the script. Working within a monologue enables the actor to subtly expressed internal life, granting the camera access to the mystery inside as they live, feel, and think as one with the role. So it's in relation to developing the actor's ability to access in a monologue that I propose to turn to Stanislavsky's circles of attention. Benedetti describes the circle of attention as the area in which, in an actor's work, Tortsov demonstrates the differences between small, medium, large, and very large circles of attention by way of increasing a pool of light on the stage and beyond. As he moves from tight spot on the actor's head to playing space and auditorium, the focus of the actor's attention widens, taking in and responding to a greater variety of stimuli. Circles of attention offer the opportunity for the actor to flex their ability to concentrate their attention and really listen and give attention to and receive information from everything around them. It's this attention that stimulates impulses and action. Importantly, the smallest circle of attention can also become an anchor for the actor. If the circle is small and the stimuli are limited, the actor's ability to concentrate their attention to really listen is strengthened. Returning to this smallest circle can enable the actor to ground themselves, to aliveness to their performance by simply living through or a moment of public solitude, a practice that can be invaluable to the actor working in a demanding context or TV. In the complete Stanislavsky toolkit, Bella Merlin describes an adaptation of Stanislavsky's circles of attention exercise that became a staple of my practice. Position, I prefer lying on the floor. Gradual positioning of their circle of attention. They start with the breath and the body. The breath and the body are the sole focus of their attention. Actively attend to whatever arises. Gradually expands the circle of to incorporate the room, the rest of the building, the immediate neighbourhood, and finally the whole city, before working back through the circles to return to the body and the breath. This is a really effective warm-up. It grounds the actor, offering